The Nether, eh? Doesn't sound like somewhere I would want to go anytime soon. Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't notice anybody else there. I guess I was too busy musing over that. How are you doing? Well, I guess it's only really polite to ask that. It has been a while since we've spoken on this, but I guess it's time I try and guide you through this world as best I can. I'm not necessarily the world's best guide, I will just put that out there right now, but I do know a fair bit with this world, and I should be able to help you out at the very least. So, looking at where we have appeared, it would appear as if we are on the side of a cliff, which is kind of interesting. And we have an achievement for taking inventory. How about that? So, the very first thing that I would suggest to do would be to mark where you have appeared in the world, you know, your spawn point, because you're kind of gonna need this. This is the area which you will want to return to build your house. So, I'm probably going to end up building the house into this, like, building this mountain over here. It's a very interesting start, to say the least. I almost fell in that. That would have been pretty dangerous. There's some wacky structures in this world. Look at that, it's just floating in the sky, like it was no thing. Anyway, very first thing that I will want to do is get some wood, and there's not very much wood around here. So this is going to pose an interesting challenge, to say the least. And hey, another achievement for gaining wood, because achievements are all that really matter in this world, isn't it? Not really, but still. Yeah, I think it's kind of certain now that I will definitely be building into the mountain, because there isn't very many other areas that would work. There's a cow, I suppose. There's plenty of sheep, so this is not a terrible start. It's just a bit of a strange one. Normally, where you would appear in the game is somewhere with a lot more wood, like, for example, I guess a jungle or forest. But we haven't got that this time, so whatever. Anyway, over here, 2x2 crafting grid is where you end up making lots of stuff, which includes the crafting table, which gives us another achievement, because why not? Hello. And with the crafting table, if we just place that down there, we can now build in a 3x3 grid, which is pretty useful. And well, we don't need the 3x3 grid in order to make those, but sticks are kind of important for pretty much every tool that we would want to build. The first of which being a pickaxe for mining, the second of which I would normally build an axe so that I could cut down more trees, but I have a feeling I'm not going to be cutting trees anytime soon. So really what I should do is I should actually make a sword. Sword is obviously very useful for attacking things, and that is what you would like. I'm also going to make a shovel because I'm digging around in the dirt quite a lot just now, and the shovel is very good for that. So with these three tools we should be able to do something somewhat useful. I'm going to need to get a bit more wood though, so I guess I should really work around that. When the leaves here disappear, they disappear because the tree is dead, of course. Sometimes they will put saplings out, and the saplings can be used to, you know, basically get more trees. It's what you would expect a sapling to do. It's kind of blustery up here, so we're going to have to be a bit careful about that. But nevertheless, there is another tree over here, so we can go ahead and get some stuff. This is a very strange world, I will say that right now. But nonetheless, it is a world which we can go in, and going in worlds is always good. I think we're not going to build a traditional house here. I just get that sort of feeling that this is not an area where a standard house can be built. There's not anywhere near enough wood for me to make everything that I would need to in order to build such a house. So it's a very strange circumstance. It's not something you would normally start on. If you hold shift when you are crafting stuff, you will automatically craft as much of it as possible and place it in the inventory. So that's a useful feature, to say the least. Now, with our spawn being here, I guess this is as good a place as any to just start digging around. So this, well, this may not be the most interesting of things. I think what I'm going to do first, actually, because of having sheep around here, I should really go ahead and attack the sheep. I don't want to kill them, but I don't really have much of a choice here because I need the wool, and the only way I can get wool at the moment is by physically killing the sheep. So I'm sorry guys, but that's what's going to have to happen. That is assuming that I can find more sheep. That's a cow, that is not a sheep. What's a cow doing all the way down there anyway? I don't know. I need 3 wool, so I need to kill 3 sheep, and well, that means I need to go and find one more before night falls. So yeah, when you kill an enemy or any animal, basically you get experience for it, which is those glowy green orbs, which you might not have noticed because they kind of go by pretty quickly. I don't really want to go all the way down there. That would be a bit scary just now. But it doesn't look like there's any more sheep around. I mean, there's a sheep all the way on top of that island up there, but I don't have the tools to get up there. And well, there is a sheep over there, so we'll just go ahead and yeah, this is a weird place, man. But yeah, there's a sheep over here, lots of sheep over here actually, that is good. I don't anticipate staying in the mountains for all of the time. As cool as it would be to be a mountain hermit, I don't honestly think there's enough resources to get us by on top of this mountain. So it's definitely going to be something we will have to move out of later, but for just now, a mountain base is pretty much what we're going to have to build, because this is where we appeared, this is what we have to put up with, to be honest. I mean, we could move out, but it's better just now that we don't. Whilst I'm here, however, I'm going to go ahead and grab some of this stone so that we can gain more tools off of that. Because our wooden tools are nice, but they don't exactly last very long, and they're not particularly quick to work. I mean, they're made of wood, they're not going to be very strong. So what I really do want to do is, and I'm not very used to using wooden tools now apparently, but what I do want to do is get lots of stone so that I can go ahead and make some better tools, and a fair few other useful things as well, but mostly tools. At least I can see there are plenty of mountain cows up here though, which is always good. Cows are a very important resource along with sheep and actually chickens as well, but we don't have chickens up here just now, so that's a bit of a shame. But yes, that is something we will deal with later. With the crafting stuff, you can go ahead and make this cobblestone over here into quite a few things, but the first thing I'll want to do is a furnace. Because with the furnace we can go ahead and actually smelt stuff and gain fuels and things like that, which is always useful. I don't really have a whole lot to do with that though. I need to get some more wood before I can smelt it, because you can't actually smelt wooden planks. You can burn planks for fuel, but burning planks for fuel is not the same. So it doesn't work that well. I guess I'm gonna go back down the mountain and go and get that tree. Whilst we have the peaceful music here as well. Why not? Oh, there was a sheep down here. I could have just gone there. Well, I didn't know that. I couldn't see the sheep from all the way out there, so whatever, man. There really isn't very many trees around here, though. I guess trees can't exactly grow very well on a mountain in comparison to, like, flatlands and stuff, so I can understand why there isn't very many trees around here, but it doesn't make it very convenient for somebody who needs a lot of trees. So that's just one more reason why we're gonna have to move from this place fairly quickly. But for just now, we will make do. 6 blocks of wood is enough for what I have planned. So that's fine. Such peaceful, peaceful music. It's really relaxing just doing this, although maybe not quite so relaxing now because we're having to jump an awful lot and that's going to make us rather hungry, which is another reason to get this going as fast as possible, to be honest, because the quicker we can start getting some fuel on the go, the quicker we can cook some food. And cooking some food would be rather handy right now, so yes, but to cook some food we're gonna have to get some food first. So where was that car? It's too late for that just now. We need to just make a quick shelter over here. Yeah, this is not going to end well at this rate, but what we can do is we can get some coal. And, well, it's not really coal, it's charcoal, but same difference in the end. If we can quickly get some of this, we'll make some torches, and with some torches we can light up the place, make sure that bad stuff doesn't spawn anywhere near us, because there are a lot of monsters at nighttime, and we really don't want those to be anywhere near us at this point. So it's not going to be pretty, but it's going to have to do just now. I just placed that there. I'm gonna grab the crafting table and we are going to head on inside as quick as we can. I think I'm just going to leave this furnace out here just now. I'm gonna take the charcoal, I'm gonna go back inside. No, actually it's quick enough. I can just go ahead and grab this and get inside before too much else happens. It's not going to be pretty, but when you spawn on top of a mountain, this is sort of what happens. You've got to adapt to mountain life, and mountaineering is kind of done like this, I guess. I would have loved to have built a much more elaborate house, and I normally would have built a much more elaborate place, but times are hard. If you've not got the tools available, you've kind of got to go with what you have. But it's fine. I can work with this. This is possible to expand. That's the important thing. So let's go ahead and put the crafting table down. With this, I can make a bed by placing some of this down, the wool like that, wooden planks underneath it, and you make yourself a nice little bed. I need to clear out the space to put this though. It's not gonna be pretty, but it is gonna work, that's for sure. So just quickly clean out this space, put the bed down like so, eventually, and we'll sleep away the night. This is obviously really useful because it means monsters aren't going to appear quite so much, and we can successfully do stuff for the rest of this. Yeah, it's good. Let's just leave it at that. So with that done, I think I'm going to open this out a little bit more. It would be useful to have a bit of a better time with this. I'm always worried of sounds like that, but I guess it's just the birds. It's nothing really to be scared of. Oh wait, no, it's not just birds. There's water around, isn't there? You can just about hear it trickling. Is it up here? I guess not. But, well, I guess the water must be further inside, or maybe further down, I don't know. But the point is there's water somewhere in there which we're going to need to be careful of when building that house. Ouch. Try not to fall too far. If you fall further than about 3 blocks or so, you start taking damage, which is exactly what I did there, unfortunately. So, as much as it's going to pay me to do this, I kind of need food, so cows, I'm afraid you're going to have to fall. And you actually do get an achievement for killing a cow and picking up some leather. So that is what we do. It does take quite a bit of energy to attack things, however, so we are going to lose our food pretty quickly, or we're going to get hungry pretty quickly, but we are getting quite a lot of food back. So this is good. Now, the raw beef that we are gaining can be eaten directly if you want, but it's not really recommended. I mean, eating raw food is not exactly very good for you, so a better thing to do would be to actually eat it when it's cooked. And in order to cook it, we're gonna need some fuel, which is mostly what I've got already. I do have some charcoal still, but I want to use that charcoal that I currently have for torches if I can, because I really don't have very many torches at all, and that's not good. You really want to have a lot of torches on the go, because the torches are essential for keeping monsters away at night, because monsters spawn in low light levels. So if you can avoid having low light levels all over the place, you will be able to stop monsters from appearing right in front of your face, and that's always good for surviving. And this is survival, after all. We do need to live, so it's better if you have lots of light. All of this jumping up the friggin' mountain is making me really hungry though, and that is, again, not a positive thing. Do not get hungry. Yes, that's just the thing. Eat well and you won't get hungry. And so eating is exactly what we're going to do pretty soon. But first off, I need to get this wood and make some more charcoal so that I can make some more torches, expand this little cave area that we're digging here, and once it's expanded, it should be a nice little home that we can work out what we're going to do in this mountain world. Okay, and with that done, well, each unit of coal is worth eight units of like cooking, basically. So if this works out, yeah, I still have enough coal here from the last round that I can make up for that. I can basically cook 9 things instead of 8, which is always good. Because now we can cook, we can eat, we can get our hunger back. I still need a little bit more food in order to be comfortable, but at the same time I think that is a pretty nice start at least. It's always good to be able to have some sort of food intake. And, well, I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to handle this place at the moment, but I think... Oh hey, our tree has grown. That's good, because now I can get some more wood. It's only a small tree, unfortunately, but it's big enough, we'll still get some wood out of it, and with that we will be able to proceed with this place quite nicely. How to go about this? What I really want to do is I really want to put a door, so I guess I'm going to craft a single door at the moment, which is done like so. And that door can be placed in this section here, except it can't because my torch is there, but that's fine, we'll get rid of the torch, place the door here, and we have a nice fail-safe against monsters coming in to bite us in the nighttime, I suppose. So it's not grand, to say the least. It's a very, very small area. This will be expanded out pretty quickly, though. We'll work on it, and once we're done, it's going to be a nice little base, I suppose. So, yeah, let's... Well, one last thing we can do is we can make ourselves some armor from the leather which we have here. We really don't have very much, so I'm not going to be able to make very much armor, only the helmet. However, as you can see over here, we have 4 areas where we can place armor, you know, to add protection to us and to reduce the damage that we take, fairly obviously. So I can make myself a nice new hat, and as you can see over there now we have half a broken shield, which is not really very useful, but it does show that we have a little bit of extra defense, and as we progress in this world we will hopefully be able to make better armors and more armor and shield ourselves from the harm of monsters, which are quite prevalent. So with that done, I think that's about it for this, I guess, show and tell thing. It's a tough start, it's going to be a tough life up in the mountains here, but I think together we'll be fine.